Recovery doesn't start tomorrow. Recovery starts right now. Here to help, it's Rated R for Recovery with JT and Joy on 96K-Rock and 96krock.com.
277 or 775-9600. New show right here on 96K-Rock and 96krock.com. It's called Rated R for Recovery. I'm an alcoholic that doesn't drink. I'm a drug addict that doesn't use, and I'm a dead man that walks amongst the living. And this is all by no righteous deed of my own. And my name's JT. And my co-host?
Joy Thomas.
Welcome. Good morning.
I'm just a really nice girl who drank too much.
Likely story. We're going to be talking, by the way, 277 or 775-9600. This is an interactive show. What I mean by that is that you, who's listening right now, which is I'm sure an audience of at least 200,000, are going to get the opportunity to call us, talk to us about recovery. You see, everybody out there has somebody in their lives that has been affected in some way of recovery. I personally am a recovering addict. However, tell me if this is not true, those of you that are listening. You have a coworker, a mother, a father, a son, a daughter, a neighbor, a clergy fellow? I don't know if that's a member of your church. Somebody that has been affected in a negative way by recovery. And that's what we're here to do. Not that we're experts. We're going to speak from our own experience. We're going to speak from what it was like, what happened to us, and what it's like today. We're not affiliated with anything but ourselves and a power greater than ourselves. How was that?
That sounds pretty good to me.
What do you think about that?
Can we talk about that for a whole hour?
Probably not. Well, yes, I could. Yeah, you could too.
Well, then what happened to you, John?
Well, I am originally from the Northeast, the world's greatest city of Boston, Massachusetts. I started drinking at an early age, probably around with the kids in the neighborhood, kind of sleeping out, you know.
Oh, we did that.
Put a tent up. And then what I did is my dad had this very well-stocked bar downstairs in the house. So I would go and mix in, I would look at the bottles, and whatever bottle had the greatest number of proof on it, that's the bottle I would pour into, oh yes, I would pour into some outside container. I forget what we used. And so I would fill that up, and then Mom didn't let us drink soda, but we could drink high-C grape juice.
Oh, Purple Passion, we called that.
Did you? So I would take a can. Now, back in those days, you had to open the can with a can opener. So we needed a can opener, and I took a can of high-C grape juice, because we were stocked with those in our pantry. And we would go into the woods. I always go into the woods.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of yeah. Now I'm trying to get out of the woods, but I'm just going in the woods. And we would sit and drink. Most of the time with the girls and the guys in the neighborhood. And then we would roam the streets, and everything was fine, and then we would throw up and do it all over again.
We did the same thing in Illinois.
I think everybody does the same thing. All right, we'll find out. 277 or 775-9600. We're Rated R for Recovery. So by that time, I move on to smoking some weed, about the age of 16, maybe 17. I was a late bloomer when it came to the pot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. The guy, everybody, I don't know. The pot? No.
Well, I didn't smoke cigarettes, so I didn't care to smoke pot.
No, I smoked cigarettes, I think. I forget now when the cigarettes came in. They came in somewhere in that time period. So I start smoking the pot. And I like the pot. Pot's good. And from pot, I went to LSD, I think, was the next drug. How about you?
Alcohol was my first drug at 11. I got drunk with some friends in a field. We were all sleeping out.
Yeah.
But then it was the 60s. It was 1968. And I did just about anything you would put in my hand.
Really?
Yeah. You know, concerts, outdoor concerts were a big thing in the late 60s. And I was only 11, but I thought I was 16. And
you went to your first concert at the age of 11?
Mm-hmm. I have a really hard time remembering who it was, though. It was somebody with 3 initials, but it wasn't BTO. You know what? I think it was Grand Funk Railroad. Could that be true in 68?
Yeah, but they didn't go by initials.
I know.
They could, but
yeah.
I don't think so. My first concert was 1972, the Westboro Speedway on Route 9 in Westboro, Massachusetts. A local Boston band called Duke and the Drivers which there's like this big petition to get them back. What?
What is? Go back to the recovery part.
Well, no, this is all part of it because
okay.
I was and Aerosmith. That's it. Okay.
All right.
So I do LSD, and I do love the LSD.
Love the LSD.
I love it, and I'm tripping a lot, and I then drugs. Let me see, alcohol and weed and LSD. The alcohol was the least part of it. I'd much rather have smoked a joint than drink, and I'd much rather trip than do anything else. But you can only trip. Well, I could only trip so much, and
right.
we would do this in school. I would dose, as they say. That is a 60s or 70s term for taking LSD, ingesting it. I worked in a recording studio in a town called Sudbury, Massachusetts, and I would, if I had a hard test in school, of course our teachers were high.
And it was all fun then, no?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All
There
lots
was.
of fun.
I don't think there was. I'm trying to think of the first negative consequences. See, when we got stopped by the police back in those days, they would take the stuff from us and send us home.
Right.
Was that your experience?
I never got in trouble.
Whatever.
Yeah.
That's because you're a girl. Okay.
There were a lot of emotional and relationship consequences from the very beginning. So
Relationship. You went to Joe the fitness guy here, and
I was just trying to think of the
Joe
word.
the fitness guy is built like a. What would you say?
Like a very fit trainer
Okay.
who takes really good care of himself.
Let's go. Let's not get off subject here.
No.
All right. 277 or 775-9600. We are rated R for recovery. You're welcome to call in at any time, and we'll be giving away something. Anyway, so I do the LSD. I like the LSD. I'm going back to the weed. Very little drinking at this point because I've come to find out now, armed with some facts about myself, that I will always go to the drug of choice. I will bypass, this is my experience, I will bypass something, unlike Joy, who will inject a pine cone if it's put in front of her.
Just about.
Yeah. That I will go to my drug of choice. And my drug of choice at that time was weed and LSD. At about the age of 20, and I'm 56 now, I did my first line of powdered cocaine. I was done. I was done. I was in love. He was my buddy. He was my friend. It was my coworker.
And I pride myself that I'm the only social cocaine user that I know, because it was just never enough for me. It just wasn't. There was not enough bang for your buck. It was too expensive, and I'd much rather have a beer or something else.
Yeah, I wish I thought that way. Anyway, but I did not think that way, and I loved it. And I would be the type of guy. Do you remember the movie Annie Hall?
Oh yes. One of my favorites.
I believe it's the movie where Woody Allen is sitting in a room with Paul Simon.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's not Paul Simon, but yeah.
It isn't?
No.
Who is it?
I don't know.
It is Paul Simon. I'd be willing to go against you on that one. And anyway, it's a party setting,
yes.
And it's a social setting, and they're all having cocktails, and it's an upscale Manhattan penthouse or apartment, and they're all talking, and they pass around this little tiny mirror of cocaine. And Woody Allen sneezes and blows it all away, and that's the funny part of it. I've been in that position, and I did all the cocaine, and then wanted to know where it was more, and while everybody else in the party was looking at me, thinking I was like, what are you doing all our cocaine? It was the 1970s. It was Los Angeles, California at this point. It was a very popular drug to use. Everyone, I would go into restaurants, upscale restaurants when I lived in Los Angeles, and there would be people using cocaine as dessert. There were people in the nightclubs with the vials in their pocket and the spoons around their neck. And
there were articles in newspapers and magazines talking about how it wasn't addictive.
And it wasn't dangerous, too.
Right.
There were no health causes. I don't really remember that.
I do.
What did you? Well, let's go. I'll go on with my story, then we'll get back to that. So I start snorting cocaine, and I begin to have negative consequences right off the bat. It affects my digestive system. It affects my sleep habits. It affects my dental hygiene, and I'm a mess. And then I stop a little bit. And then I start stealing from the people I work for because I can't afford it. I can't do this. Now, I would pass a lie detector test when I took money out of the cash register, and I would say, I'm going to put that money back. I know I will. When I get my check, I'm going to put that back because I was in charge of a lot of money at the time.
And that's the point that I want to make, is that more than your appearance and the other things that it affected your personality.
Oh, absolutely. And affected my habits and my way of thinking. My mother and father did not raise a thief.
Yeah.
It was wrong to steal. But I stole from them, and I stole from everybody I came in contact. I steal from you. Not right now, but I would.
You have.
Oh, that's right. We'll get to that later. All right, so relapse is part of my story. It doesn't have to be part of yours. Anyway, so let's get to the fact that I'm snorting a lot of cocaine. I'm losing jobs. I'm stealing. I'm feeling bad. I'm not looking as bad as I did when I got sober, though. I'm not looking
Not
as...
yet.
No.
Young people bounce back very quickly.
Yeah, well,
At
when I got
first.
sober, I wasn't young.
No, but you talked about, before. You didn't look at that.
277 or 775-9600. We're rated R for recovery on 96 K-Rock. You can hear us on 96krock.com as well. All right, so now I'm doing a lot of cocaine. I'm very sexually promiscuous. With that's how the drug affected me. I would. We won't go into specifics.
That's good.
Thank you. So, all right.
Way too early.
It is. You have coffee? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Joe, you have coffee? You do? Say hi, Joe. No. You're gonna have to speak into the microphone. That's part of the radio. All right. So I'm in L.A. I got 2 cars. I live on the beach in Southern California. I'm stealing. I'm robbing. I'm not really robbing yet. No. I'm taking. Well, yeah, I'm robbing. If
I'm
somebody,
Batman.
Yeah, if somebody came into my house and they fell asleep on my couch, I would take their wallet. So yes, I am robbing. So that's what's that's going on right now. So people are texting me while we're on the air right now, saying, "Where is the show?" Hopefully, you can hear it. Bill, Tripod Bill, is our producer. He is also a veteran producer of the Ledge radio show on 96 K-Rock and of the Redneck show. So, all right, so I'm snorting a lot of cocaine, and I start to lose all my jobs, and my mom bails me out.
There's always someone to
There is.
get you back on your feet.
There's always someone to bail us out. And I want to get caught up on this because then we're going to have to go to commercial break in a minute. So I want to emphasize the hopelessness I felt. I couldn't stop. I didn't want to stop, though. See, I didn't want to stop then. And I eventually did and didn't, but I didn't want to stop then. I loved cocaine. Cocaine, I loved it. I wanted to manage the way I used cocaine. I thought if I only spent this much money or if I only did this much coke, that I wouldn't have to not...
Yeah, and with the alcohol, I could stop. I stopped frequently. I stopped him, every month or so. The problem was I couldn't stay stopped. I always started again. I was a periodic, not a daily drinker.
At the always or
almost always, yes. Yeah, and that's very confusing when you think I can stop any time. Sure, I can. I could stop any time.
So you went to work and stuff like that. We'll get to that in a second. 277 or 775-9600. We got a couple of minutes before we go to break. So, all right. So I'm using a lot of cocaine. I haven't been caught stealing yet. I'm in Los Angeles. I went from this really huge house on the beach with 2 cars down to no cars and no house, living in somebody's closet. Mm-hmm. And my mom, I said, "Mom, I got to come home. I've lost my job." I lied to her, as I did over and over again. She sent me the plane tickets. She flew me home. I immediately got a job in the industry I was working in. She bought me a car.
You fell up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I haven't fallen down yet.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't fallen down yet. I'm just trying to think of it. Well, 277 or 775-9600, rated R for recovery on 96 K-Rock. All right, so I go back to Boston. My nose stops working.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm laying down on my back, pouring cocaine into my nose, and then taking water and putting it on top of that to get it to ingest it.
And that was fun for you?
No.
Yeah.
I needed to find an easier way.
Yeah.
And I found it. It was called freebase, and later called crack cocaine. That was a much easier way. A much more intense high. God, I'm getting sick to my stomach just thinking about it.
I know, don't dwell on it too much.
I won't. Thank you, though. But I got to keep going.
Keep going.
I got to keep going.
We got to get you sober before
the break.
I think, yeah.
We're going to have to break it in a second now, so we might have to make this a 2-part segment.
All right.
And you wondered what we were going to talk about for an hour. Okay. All right. See, I told you. Have faith. We prayed before the show, and that's all that counts.
Yes, sir.
In fact, we are going to go to break right now. We are rated R for recovery. I want you to call us at 277. Wait a minute. I think we may take a phone call right now before we go to break. No, we're not going to take a phone call before we go to break. All right, so come back with us, 277 or 775-9600. We are rated R for recovery on 96 K-Rock.
Weekends. Picture me. Tiny bikini, straps undone, ice cold beer in hand, and blaring the best damn classic rock, period. Every weekend on 96 K-Rock, we shut up and rock. Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, ZZ Top, Leonard Skinner, Aerosmith, GNR, Bon Jovi. If it makes my ass shake and makes my beer taste better, we play it. All attitude, all the time. 96 K-Rock weekends rock.
Every Friday night at 6:45 p.m., experience Celebrate Recovery at Grace Church at 13 Southeast 21st Place in Cape Coral. The purpose of Celebrate Recovery is to encourage fellowship and to celebrate God's healing power in our lives as we work our way along the road to recovery. By working through the 12 steps and 8 principles of Celebrate Recovery, we grow spiritually and we are freed from our hurts, habits, and hang-ups. Celebrate Recovery every Friday night at 6:45 p.m. at Grace Church, 13 Southeast 21st Place in Cape Coral.
Designs that are enduring. Designs that are engaging. Designs from Insight. Insight is a leading Florida-based design, planning, and engineering firm offering innovative planning, landscape architecture, civil engineering, and more. Whether it's a place to live, work, learn, shop, or play, let the award-winning design team at Insight help you achieve today's needs and tomorrow's possibilities. Call Insight at 226-0024 or online at en-site.com. Designs that are enduring. Designs that are engaging. Designs from Insight.
I didn't know where to turn.
Designs that are enduring.
I didn't know where to turn when our son started doing drugs. I didn't know our medicine cabinet was what got him started. I didn't know that help was available at SWAPUS. SWAPUS has a residential program just for kids 17 and younger, and weekly group therapy. The help is affordable too. I'm much smarter now, thanks to SWAPUS.
Addiction is a disease. Recovery is possible. We will help. Call 332-6989 now or visit us online at swfas.org.
Have you been charged with a crime? You could face serious penalties for conviction, and it is vitally important that you have skilled legal assistance on your side during this time. Call Brian L. Edwards, Esquire, Attorney at Law today. 888-512-6254. Results matter. With a track record of success, our methods are tried and true. Mistakes happen, but we can help. Brian L. Edwards, Esquire, Attorney at Law. Visit FortMyersCriminalLawFirm.com or call 888-512-6254. Have you been considering a kitchen renovation or bathroom remodeling? There's no one better to call than the professionals at Honey's Construction. Value, beauty, and functionality. Get the right design for your kitchen or bathroom and add significant value to your home. Call Honey's Construction today at 229-4934 for a free in-home consultation. Honey's Construction's purpose and mission is to fulfill dreams and to be grateful for the many blessings we enjoy each and every day. 229-4934. Get the taste of home while eating out. Gwendolyn's Cafe and Catering. Open daily for breakfast and lunch and located at 2400 First Street in downtown Fort Myers. Gwendolyn's Cafe and Catering specializes in homemade soups, salads, sandwiches, and desserts. And Gwendolyn's has been rated 5 stars by Urban Spoon and Yelp. Get the taste of home while dining out. Or let us bring the taste of home to your home with our free delivery. Gwendolyn's Cafe and Catering, 2400 First Street, downtown Fort Myers.
A Heavenly Cut Landscaping and Celebrate Pressure Washing has been serving Lee County for over 7 years. Commercial and residential landscaping is our specialty. We also have an experienced pressure cleaning staff as well. A Heavenly Cut Landscaping and Celebrate Pressure Washing offers a free on-site estimate and is available by calling 738-9009. That's 738-9009. We are grateful for the opportunity to help beautify your property. Call today, 738-9009. A Heavenly Cut Landscaping and Celebrate Pressure Washing.
Feeling alone? Feeling lost? Feeling helpless? We are here to help. Call 277 or 775-9600. Rated R for Recovery. With your host, JT and Joy on 96 K-Rock.
277 or 775-9600. Brand new show, brand new year, rated R for Recovery. Oh, yeah, baby.
So, John, you were telling us about your story, and was it all fun and games?
No, I'm going to get to that right now. In fact, I'm going to switch gears. I'm going to switch gears, and I'm going to go to the negative consequences and the jails and the institutions and almost death of what happened to me. I am now smoking crack cocaine every day. I'm jobless. I'm carless. I am driver's license-less. I am penniless. What else? Most of all, I lost myself. I was not welcome in the circles that I would want to be welcomed in. I was ostracized by my family because they didn't want me around them. I had no hope. I am a 5-time convicted felon. So, what do I do?
What did you do?
Well, I got arrested a lot. Lee County Sheriff's Office helped save my life.
How'd that work for you?
Well, in the beginning, it was just someplace to get some rest. And I would go right back out and do the same things over and over again, thinking I could manage it, and I couldn't.
So what happened?
Well, on August 15th of 2008, I was arrested for my 5th or 6th felony. I actually don't even know. And it was a possession cocaine charge. And they asked me in the booking process in downtown Fort Myers in the jail if I had a drug problem. And they looked at my record in front of them, and I said, well, I think so. What's your take on that? And they agreed, and they said, would you like some help? And I said, yeah. I knew at that time that I couldn't live my life that way anymore. So...
Was that all there is to it, though? Just knowing that you can't live like that anymore? And then you just go live another way?
No. I know. How do I live another way? I don't know any other way. I'm a street addict now. 138 pounds, no teeth. I have teeth now.
I know.
They go everywhere. So I say they gave me, I'm in jail and I've got 60 days to do, and that's not a long time for me. 1 day is too long, but I'm used to it. It's part of my existence, and they offer me felony drug court. And in order for me to accept felony drug court, I have to take a 2-year suspended prison sentence. That means if I mess up, I go to prison for 2 years.
And yet somehow we have trouble deciding.
At that time, yes. At that time, jails, institutions are just happy, joyous, and free, and we're not sure which we want. What kind of jail?
What kind of death are you talking?
Yeah,
here?
Really, just real
How
sick.
bad is it going to be?
Is it real sick? Is it? Yeah, exactly. So, but at that point, I can only say at that point, at that time, in that moment, I knew that I wanted a different way, and I didn't know how to get to that different way, though. Drug court helped me get to that different way. Judge Hayes helped me get to that way. The drug court team at SWAFIS helped me get to that different way.
Well, and has it always been just roses since then?
Absolutely not. Can we get to the point here? Let me finish.
Okay.
277 or 775-9600. We're rated R for recovery. We encourage your phone calls. Thank you. So I take felony drug court, and my journey starts. Somebody told me, well, you're willing to go to any lengths to get it. Now, let me explain to you, so you can identify maybe more if you have one of these problems. If or when honestly want to, you find you cannot quit entirely, or when drinking or using you have little control over the amount you take, you are probably addicted or alcoholic. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree with that. I know that for me, I just couldn't stay stopped, and I am just a really nice girl who drank too much, and if you believe that, but I didn't go as far down as you. I didn't have felonies. I only got arrested once, and they didn't keep me. I should have gotten a DUI, but I didn't. There was somebody that I knew there, a guy who was a cop who kind of helped me out. But for the last 4 years of my drinking, I was just morally bankrupt. There wasn't any more fun in my fun. There wasn't any more brightness in my life. And although I didn't want to kill myself, I could certainly see why people just check out. It was just too hard.
I want to get to the upbeat part of this whole thing as we're going down and crying and all this other stuff. So I'm getting some help now. I'm in the felony drug court program. It allows me to get released from jail after about 30 days. We have a sponsor, Brian Edwards, who will be on the show with us, who is extremely helpful. Brian is a criminal defense attorney who actually cares about what he does. I really can't speak from any other experience. He helped me a great deal. He got to work with my sister, and you'll hear him on the show in upcoming shows, and you'll also hear how to get in contact with him when we go to break. So he's helping me. Swaffus is helping me. I start to feel a little bit better. Start to feel better. And I start to get involved with different groups for support. I go to a halfway house. I go to a Christian halfway house. We'll be doing a series on halfway houses too. Once a month, actually.
That'll be great.
Yeah. 277 or 775-9600. So that's what I do. And I start to get involved with support groups. I start to gain a little bit of weight. I start to feel better about myself. I start to attend groups and join a church. I'm not saying everybody has to join a church. I'm telling you what I did.
Right.
I joined a church. I start to do positive things. I get a job, and I'm not stealing from them.
And then what happened?
Well, eventually, this goes on for years.
I know.
Then I stopped doing what I was doing.
Right.
Then what happened?
Then you got high.
Yeah. Then I got high again. Everything, and I knew in my head. Well, no, I didn't know in my head. My head told me, you can do it.
My head told me.
Not your head, my head.
Oh, your head told you you could do a little.
You could do a little.
Yes.
You don't have to spend all your money.
Okay.
No one will know.
No one will know, and you can do this behind closed doors.
Okay. Well, that didn't work. Well, actually, it did work. It did work the first time I did it, but I told on myself. I called your husband, actually, and told him. All right, then, what does he say? He looked at me and said, I'd like to tell you everything's going to be okay, but it's not. It may not. So he helped me along. Other men helped me along. I stayed sober for 30 days and used again.
Right.
Stayed sober for 30 days and used again.
Right.
Stayed sober for 6 months, and after this big party that we're all at, all about recovery, on the way home, I want to get a hooker and get some crack.
That's a bright idea.
And then I finally checked out again. Well, didn't check out physically. I checked out spiritually. I said, I don't want to do this anymore. So let's see what else is available. And I checked myself into a halfway house, a place called the Emmaus House, which will be one of our featured halfway houses.
We're going to talk about halfway
houses. So that's what I do today. Today I stayed there for 6 months. I graduated their program. I am very involved in my in a program called I'm going to say it, Celebrate Recovery, which is one of our sponsors. We'll have them on the air with us, which is from Grace Church.
Right.
Every church, well, not every church, but a lot of churches have Celebrate Recovery. Grace Church has the second largest Celebrate Recovery in the United States, I believe. It doesn't matter. They have a great program there. I'm also involved in outside groups, if you will.
So is it true that you just you do a lot of drugs and then you get sober and go to church and then everything's fine?
Well, you know the answer to that.
I do know the answer to that.
Is that rhetorical?
Yes.
What are you throwing rhetorical questions at me for? Why don't you tell our listeners, is that all it is?
Well, it's not all it is.
Well, what is it then?
There's a difference between being a hard drinker and being an alcoholic, or being a drug
addict.
Abuser and being an addict.
What's the difference?
Well, you can only decide for yourself. Each person has to decide for themselves if they're an alcoholic or if they're an addict. And it takes some time, I think, to figure out, first of all. And if you have a problem that centers in your mind, which is a true disease, and it has a mental aspect, a physical aspect, and an emotional aspect, then your mind tells you that you don't have a disease. So how do you get over that? How can you fix your sick mind with your own sick mind? That was what I struggled with for years, because I was really bright, a really smart girl who just drank too much once in a while.
The answer to those and many other questions when we come back from break. We're Rated R Recovery on 96 Cable.
From the huge studios, WRXK, Bonita Springs, Naples, Fort Myers, Beasley Broadcast Group Station, 96 K-Rock, and 96KRock.com.
Recovery is possible.
Talk that
We will help.
rocks.
My name is April, and I'm an addict. I totaled my car and trashed the best guy I ever had before I got help. Thank God for Swaffis. They saved my life. Now I go for counseling once a week, and life is good.
Alcohol and drug problems don't have to ruin your life. Swaffis has outpatient, detox, and residential programs for all. Addiction is a disease. Recovery is possible. We will help. Call 332-6989 now or visit us online at swfas.org.
Have you been
My name is
considering
April,
a kitchen
and
renovation
I'm
or
an addict.
bathroom remodeling? There's no one better to call than the professionals at Honey's Construction. Value, beauty, and functionality. Get the right design for your kitchen or bathroom and add significant value to your home. Call Honey's Construction today at 229-4934 for a free in-home consultation. Honey's Construction's purpose and mission is to fulfill dreams and to be grateful for the many blessings we enjoy each and every day. 229-4934. Get the taste of home while eating out. Gwendolyn's Cafe and Catering. Open daily for breakfast and lunch and located at 2400 First Street in downtown Fort Myers. Gwendolyn's Cafe and Catering specializes in homemade soups, salads, sandwiches, and desserts. And Gwendolyn's has been rated 5 stars by Urban Spoon and Yelp. Get the taste of home while dining out. Or let us bring the taste of home to your home with our free delivery. Gwendolyn's Cafe and Catering, 2400 First Street, downtown Fort Myers.
Every Friday night at
When our son
6:45.
started doing drugs. I didn't know our medicine cabinet was what got him started. I didn't know that help was available at Swaffis. Swaffis has a residential program just for kids 17 and younger, and weekly group therapy. The help is affordable too. I'm much smarter now, thanks to Swaffis.
Addiction is a disease. Recovery is possible. We will help. Call 332-6989 now or visit us online at swfas.org.
I didn't.
Every Friday night at 6:45 p.m., experience Celebrate Recovery at Grace Church at 13 Southeast 21st Place in Cape Coral. The purpose of Celebrate Recovery is to encourage fellowship and to celebrate God's healing power in our lives as we work our way along the road to recovery. By working through the 12 steps and 8 principles of Celebrate Recovery, we grow spiritually and we are freed from our hurts, habits, and hang-ups. Celebrate Recovery every Friday night at 6:45 p.m. at Grace Church, 13 Southeast 21st Place in Cape Coral. A Heavenly Cut Landscaping and Celebrate Pressure Washing has been serving Lake County for over 7 years. Commercial and residential landscaping is our specialty. We also have an experienced pressure cleaning staff as well. A Heavenly Cut Landscaping and Celebrate Pressure Washing offers a free on-site estimate and is available by calling 738-9009. That's 738-9009. We are grateful for the opportunity to help beautify your property. Call today, 738-9009. A Heavenly Cut Landscaping and Celebrate Pressure Washing.
Have you been charged with a crime? You could face serious penalties for conviction, and it is vitally important that you have skilled legal assistance on your side during this time. Call Brian L. Edwards, Esquire, Attorney at Law today. 888-512-6254. Results matter. With a track record of success, our methods are tried and true. Mistakes happen, but we can help. Brian L. Edwards, Esquire, Attorney at Law. Visit FortMyersCriminalLawFirm.com or call 888-512-6254. Call 277 or 775-9600. Now back to Rated R for Recovery on 96 K-Rock and 96KRock.com.
I caught you knocking at my cellar door. I love you, baby, can I have some more? Damage done. I hit the city and I lost my band. I watched the needle take another man. Gone, gone, damage done.
And every junkie's like a setting sun.
Damage done. I heard one of the commercials earlier, and they were talking about, I didn't know my medicine cabinet was a problem for my child, and that's not a new problem. In the 60s, one of the ways I started was through the medicine cabinets of my parents, my friends' parents, and my grandmother. I would take just about anything you put in my hand. I would smile. I wouldn't even ask what it was. I would take it and then and see what it did, and that was experimentalizing for me. I loved rock and roll stars, artists, writers, the people who lived those tragic lives, and they were drowning their sorrows in their alcohol and their pot, and I wanted to be just like that. The thing is, you need talent to be a struggling artist, and I didn't really think I had any. But I wanted to live like that. I felt that angst, and I think that, in some way, all teenagers have the angst of the growing up and the feeling tortured and feeling alone and like no one understands you. And I just, I got on that horse and rode it just as long as I could. I had a baby when I was 17, and I drank for years over the fact that I ruined my chances to be a singer in a rock and roll band because I had a child so young.
Those damn kids.
Well, and one day I woke up and realized my child was now 20 years old, and I'm still crying over, that teenage girl that lost some dreams that she had way back when. I lived in the past because it was cheaper and because the drugs were better back then, and I did it just as long as I could. I was a drinker, and I thought that people who did not drink were stupid and boring.
Did you quit drinking during your pregnancy?
No, sadly I did not. I don't.
You couldn't?
I'm not proud of that, and I couldn't. And as a matter of fact, I drank more, I think, when I was pregnant, partly because...
Why don't you stop?
Yeah, why don't you just stop?
Why can't you stop? You're pregnant!
I know.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I was either just a bad person, or I had a disease that was controlling my life.
Put the bottle down! You're pregnant!
Just put it down. Yeah, I couldn't seem to do that.
I know. I couldn't put the crack pipe down. So I get that. 277 or 775-9600. We have one thing that we're going to do, and I'm going to interrupt Joy for just a second here and talk to you about the giveaways on this show. Every week we'll have a giveaway. This week it's sponsored by the Sidney and Bern Davis Art Center. We have 2 tickets to give away. They're general admission tickets, and they're good for one night of the Independent Movie Festival, which is when, Joy?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I got nothing on that. But you can call the Sidney and Bern Davis Art Center. They're located on 1st Street in downtown Fort Myers, and their number is 333-1933. We're going to take caller number 6 right now at 277 or 775-9600. That's caller number 6. I can see the phone lines are just blowing off the hook here, and you'll get 2 tickets. We got a lot of cool stuff that we're going to be giving away. So you're drinking, and you're taking stuff, and you're having babies, and you can't stop drinking.
No. No, and after I had my child, he was born healthy through had nothing to do with me. And for about 4 years, I just fell into a bottle. I really don't remember much of the late 70s and early 80s. I just did the best I could. I got a job, and I tried to support myself and my child. And I was a single parent at that time, and I surrounded myself with people who drank like me. Somehow I made it through a nursing program, and I became a nurse, which is where a lot of drugs can be found. And I continued the experimentation and the drinking, just as long as I could. I lived that way as long as I could. And the last few years of my drinking, I didn't want to live like that anymore. But I didn't know how to stop. I didn't know if I wanted to stop. I didn't know that I could stop. My story is really the story of 3 or 4 people in my family. My husband was the one who really had the problem. He drank more than me. He's the one who got arrested. He's the one who started fights in bars. He's the one who, his life was more chaotic, and so comparatively, I looked like I was doing a pretty good job. But lo and behold, he stopped drinking and he stopped using.
What do you mean he stopped?
Well, he went to treatment. He got into a treatment program, and he called from treatment, and he was so happy to be there. Something happened to him. He went to a meeting, something happened to him, and he called and said, "Honey, I'm an addict and everything's going to be okay." And that was when I knew I was in trouble, because if he was going to get better, we were going to start looking at me and my problems, and I wasn't having that.
Okay, all right. We got a caller on the air right now, rated R for recovery. Hi, what's your name?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. You're on the air. All right, got a little shy there. Again, that's going to happen. We're going to have people that are going to be calling up. They're going to say,
Right.
well, click. Ooh.
Maybe I overreacted.
Yeah. All right, we're not therapists. We're not drug counselors. We're your friends. we're here to help and just share our own experience. By the way, just so you know, we will not be going through this dissertation of what we were like each week. Each week is going to be, we're going to have celebrity guests. We're going to have the president. No, that's a lie. He couldn't make it. We're going to have all sorts of people from the community, be it drug abuse counselors, and we're going to have, just a whole bunch of different stuff that should be really great. 277 or 775-9600 is our number. We got a caller on the line right now. Yes, how can I help you? Hello? Hello? Are you shy? You're on the air. Okay. I'll put that person on hold, Bill, and you can pick up and see what happened to them. They might have gotten a little scared. It's a scary thing.
It's a very scary thing. It's scary to come here and share these things with thousands of my closest friends.
Yeah, right. So getting back to what I was saying, we're going to have celebrity guests. We're going to have Joe, the fitness guy, who has his own website. We're going to Joe will be here in a few minutes, or on the air with us in a few minutes. That's a lie. He's sitting right next to me. So, Joe, why don't you just say hi?
Hi, how are you doing?
Okay. Joe, tell us a little bit about what you do. Well, part of recovery, before I go into this, is once I put the drugs and the alcohol down, and I start to get a little bit better, and I start to change the way I'm burping. I haven't even had anything to eat. You don't do that on here. You don't burp. We don't talk politics, and we don't chew, and we don't burp.
Okay.
And before we go to Joe, Bill, we got a caller? The winner, they want to come on the air? They do. All right. Well, that's good. That's very good. Hi, K-Rock, you're on the air. Can you hear me?
Oh, this is the only.
Yes, can you hear me?
Barely.
You can hear me now, can't you?
Yes, I can.
Okay, that's why. Well, I didn't have a button pushed. And you think since...
you gotta speak into the microphone.
Well, I was speaking into the microphone. Get to the point, lady. What happened? What were you like? What's going on?
Well, I think I just won.
Oh, congratulations. You're a winner. Well, you've got two...
Thank you.
Oh, that's my pleasure. And you've got to come here at the radio station and pick us up. I want to thank you for listening. Let me ask you something. Do you have a mother, daughter, sister, brother, son, daughter, nephew, niece, coworker that is affected by addiction in any way?
No.
All right, then.
First caller.
Well, then, so we want to thank you for calling. Then I'm going to put you on hold. And Bill's got your information? Okay, well, you're going to be able to come down to the station. Do you know where we're located?
No, I don't.
Well, we're right on 41. I'm going to put you on hold and let Bill pick back up, and he's going to give you a brief description of how to get here. And I want to thank you so much for listening.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you so much. Don't go anywhere. Hold on. I'm going to put you on hold. Okay, that's exciting.
All right, well, let's get sober.
Well, all right, so what are we doing? We're going to let's talk to Joe, the fitness guy. This is Joe Pearson. Get Fit with Joe. Get Fit with Joe can be seen on Facebook and heard around the world here on 96K Rock and 96krock.com. Joe, good morning.
Good morning.
Tell us a little bit about what you do.
I'm a personal trainer and nutritionist, and try to do things I can to help get in shape and live a healthy lifestyle. Okay,
well, when we get sober, we, meaning all of us that were drunks, addicts, and alcoholics, and streetwalkers and such. I'm sorry, I wasn't referring to you as a streetwalker. I really wasn't.
Thank you very much. I didn't have that much self-esteem.
Okay, so those of us that get sober, we're pretty unhealthy. What would you suggest in the early stages of... I'm laughing because I'm 6 foot tall. I weigh 196 pounds. When I came into recovery, I weighed 138 pounds. And I had no teeth.
So get on that fitness schedule.
Well, yeah, well, what do you do? What do you mean get on the fitness? That's like saying, put the bottle down.
That's right.
John, put the crack pipe down. Come on, let's go to work.
If I could have done it by myself, I would have. And go get fit and just don't drink. I mean, those are really good sentiments. But if you actually have the disease of alcoholism and addiction, you cannot fix yourself, and just getting healthy is not going to be the answer to your problems.
And what I like to tell people a lot of times is to get a co-worker and love the life. Somebody could start getting in a healthy lifestyle. Yeah, it is difficult to start out. But that is good for me. And it's slow progression to get started. So it's not so much about a big long-term focus.
It's one day at a time, and that's how it is in recovery too. If you're tired of your rotten, stinking, miserable existence, and you want to try something else, get some help. I can't do it alone. I can't fix my sick mind with my sick mind. Ultimately, it was my mind that was trying to kill me. It was my mind that told me after a period of time, it's okay. You can just have one. People don't understand.
I always use the analogy, and I have for years, about youth health. And some people picks up the phone and calls. Somebody knows that they're overweight, or they know they want to live a healthy lifestyle, or they're a smoker, or they know. They have to want to start and pick up the phone to make that change. Some people have a revelation of something that happened in their life that was necessary to have the rest. But once they do, that's what I like to use. I thoroughly enjoy my passion to help people.
Wow, that's fabulous, and I think I have to call you.
What are you going to call him? Just
my-
don't call him late for dinner.
Call my trainer.
I think at this time we have a caller on the air. Let's see what this is to bring. What? All right. Hey, K-Rock, you're on the air with Joy and JT. It's Rated R for Recovery. How can we help?
Hi, my name's Bill.
Hi, Bill.
Hi, Bill.
I was just wondering if I may have a problem. What do I do? Where do I go from here? I'm not sure.
Well, Bill, what you feel like? Are you drinking? Are you? What's? Give me a little bit of background. Tell me a little bit about what's going on in your life.
Well, I've been drinking and using for quite a while, and I have some things that happen that where I get in trouble, and I just don't know where would I go for help.
Okay. Well, first off, when we finish our conversation, do not, and I repeat, do not hang up. What I'm going to do is going to turn you over to the producer. If I'm drinking a lot, and I'm doing a drug that has serious detoxification consequences, there is part of SWAFIS, which stands for Southwest Florida Addiction Services. They have a place called Detox on Evans Avenue, and then I can go there and get some help. And that's the initial step. And I can go in there and I can detoxify with their help. I don't just go to a room. They don't just give me a key. With their help, they detoxify us from what we're using.
Especially if you've been using every day.
Is that your case, Bill? Are you using every day?
Yes.
Okay. And so did I. So don't feel that you're alone, because there's a room full of people. You can't see us. There's a room full of people here that felt just like you did. And the good news is, Bill, you never have to feel this way again. And I'm going to, if Bill, our producer, has the number for Detox, that's going to be your first step. And they're going to guide you through this whole process. Now, that's providing you're done. And that you're willing to go to any length to change your life, because I got sick and tired of being sick and tired, so I tried something different. So and then do you work, Bill?
Yes, I do work.
Okay, I'm going to turn it over to you right now. No, I'm not. Okay, I meant my co-host here. Because, like I said, this is my experience, okay? I wasn't working. I was on the street. So I go to Detox. They took me in. This is one of the times I tried to get sober. So they took me into Detox. I stayed there for crack cocaine. They'll only keep you for 3 days. Alcohol, they'll keep you longer. So I would encourage you to go in there. Now, they're going to play games with you, too, when you call them. They want to see how bad you want to get sober. So they're going to say, call us back at 2:45 tomorrow morning. because they want the people that are willing to go to any lengths to get it. So therefore, they're going to put the onus on you, the responsibility is on you to call them back. And if you want to, you know what it comes down to is if you want this bad enough, you'll do whatever these people tell you to do. And they're
It's
going
for
to
people who want it, not people who need it. A lot of people need it. Not everybody wants it.
Right, exactly. So then you'll go through a detoxification process, and then you will they'll either direct you to a halfway house or to different meetings that are around the Fort Myers area that you can go to. Then you'll grab a mentor, another man that has been through the process that can help you through this process of recovery. And I can tell you firsthand, it's miraculous. It is miraculous. Now, if Cocaine Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous is something that you might want to try, then that is also available through the phone numbers that we're going to give you when I put you on hold. Bill, let me ask you something. Do you want this type of help?
I think I do.
Okay. All right.
I don't want to keep feeling like this.
When was the last time you used?
Last night.
Okay. So you haven't used since what time?
4 a.m.
Nice. That's Bill. You haven't used in over 3 hours. Do you realize what a miracle that is? What a miracle you are as an addict, not using after. Well, you could have been. You just ran out of money. So I don't know that. And I don't mean to be making light of it. In fact, I'm going to turn it over to my co-host right now. I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to give you some phone numbers off the air, and then she can talk with Fitness Joe, Get Fit with Joe about some fitness stuff. So don't go anywhere. I'm going to put you on hold. Okay, Bill?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for calling, Bill, and I hope that we have some help for you. Joe, you and I were talking about not doing it alone, getting some help. What kind of things do you offer?
Well, like I said, like I was going into a minute ago about actual that's the first one.
Yeah.
And once they realize to change the pattern. Then some things that I do a slow progression because everybody's different. So first the concentration, I actually set what's the addict and we set 2 hours about the girl time. And she was telling me her password, her phone, her sign up for everything, and work together. But what it is what I was explaining to them is amazing that besides lifestyle, what and brain does, it really is how much better than that stress, that's anxiety, medicine, well-being.
That exercise gives you.
Absolutely. Just living that healthy lifestyle. A lot of people take a long time to get started, like the fine loading, the teams. There's also some things
And we're told that recovery does slowly what drugs and alcohol did quickly. And although you can feel really good by taking a pill or having a drink, if it's bad for you, if it causes terrible consequences in your life, if you seem to become another person when you pick up the drink or the drug, and it seems to be leading you, down a path you don't want to go anymore, that there's a way to stop. You usually can't do it alone. It takes some help, and that it's easy to say, oh, just put down the drink and go exercise. However, there really is a method to it, and that people who have been there reach out, we help each other, and that we walk a path of recovery together, and that recovery, along with exercise, diet, a more healthy lifestyle, does slowly what drugs and alcohol did quickly.
Absolutely. And it's story, it's amazing that I've seen this for years now. People that get into it just the regular reality, right?
You let the things that recovery give you take you away from recovery.
Correct. And now this whatever happens.
So they think they're fixed. I'm fixed now. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I'll be on my way.
And then 6 months later, a year later, some people will pop back up.
And that's true of addiction, and that was true of John.
Don't be talking about me. That made it worth our while, right? Just right there.
Very good.
We're out of time. In fact, we're running over, and that's how much out of time we are. So thank you for joining us. You've been listening to Rated R for Recovery on 96 K-Rock. I'm your host, JT, and my co-host, Joy, and Fitness with Joe. Go Get Fit with Joe, rather. Joe Pearson in the studio. We'll see you next week. Tell your friends, ladies and gentlemen. Tell everyone you know about Rated R for Recovery, Sunday morning, 6:30 to 7:30 on 96 K-Rock and 96krock.com.
Zito and Jerry.